how many girls have you been with? What's the craziest place, you've had sex with someone? Crazy stuff. And I was just like,
that's probably why I wasn't there.
How did you guys end up on the show?
This is
it's actually crazy. This one's like ridiculous.
We get so excited answering the question because it is really crazy. I had just started a fitness Instagram account. I had maybe 300 followers at the time, and it was Christmas Day. I was posting my own workout videos, but on Christmas Day, Daniel and I decided to film a workout video together. And I happened to use 3 hashtags. One of them was hashtag sibling workout, and a casting agent saw it. She wrote a comment on the post and then sent us a DM. I called Daniel and tell her what your friend predicted it too.
Yeah, so my friend, like I said, my friend Nick, he's been like a reality show junkie. He's one of my best friends from back home. And it was actually the same day he came and picked me up, and he was saying, he's like, man, him and his girlfriend watch Love Island. He's like, I'm gonna apply you for Love Island no matter what. And I was like, it's funny you said that, because me and Julia actually just got contacted to be on this show.
At the time, they told us it was an adventure show. So we were thinking kind of like Survivor.
Like sibling challenge, fitness.
So we were like, yeah, whatever. And we go through the application process, and next thing you know, we're on the Netflix dating show together.
And even that's a funny process too, because I wasn't even taking it seriously. And Julia was getting super frustrated with me because I thought it was fake. And to be honest with you, so did our parents. My dad would just be like, yeah, Daniel, just fill it out for your sister. There were times when I was showing up late for meetings because I was just going about my daily life. I wasn't filling out forms on time, but for some reason we're super blessed and grateful, and they wanted us, and, we kept making it to the next stage. And there were some points in time where Julia and I wouldn't hear, from them up to a month, and we'd just be like, okay, it was fake. It wasn't a real thing. And then out of nowhere, hey guys, you're moving on to the next stage. So there are times where they split us up. We had to do our own individual interviews. And sure enough, we ended up making it. So.
How long did the process take?
I think it started around January and went all the way up until...
Well, we didn't find out we were going on the show until July 20, in the 20 something. So April, January all the way till July.
Wow. And then you guys went and filmed the show
in August.
Yeah, and this is even the best part. So we're super excited that I remember being at work and they called me and they're like, Daniel, you and your sister are going to be on Netflix. And I had to run away from my desk at work, go outside and process. I'm like, do you know who you're talking to? Daniel and Julia Perfetto? Because we're just normal people. That's at least what we feel. And they told us that. And then we fly to France. Obviously, some of our family members know. We're super excited about it. And they tell us when we get there, Daniel and Julia, there's a chance you're not going to be on the show. But they didn't tell us that until we got there. Yeah. So you had to do another last final stage process, meeting with 4 Netflix members. They were all in boardroom chairs, the executives, because they needed to see, one, if you're a catfish, do you look as good as your pictures do? And they interviewed me and Julia, and sure enough, luck of the draw, again, we made it through. So.
There were people who got sent home, apparently.
I think there was over 20 siblings that they went and interviewed and got sent home. So on top of that, when we finally made it and they said, okay, you're going to be on the show, we found out we weren't going to be a part of main cast. So we've never done anything like this, so we were obviously disappointed. I was like, we're not on main cast. And then they're like, okay, well, there's still a chance you're going to come in this day. And then I think we were on the beach in France one day and we got a call and they're like, you're going into the show tomorrow. And we're like, oh my goodness, we're going in.
What was the process like, and what did you guys know? Did you know, okay, this is a dating show, or?
No, we didn't. So the interviews, at first they started together. And they would just ask us about our sibling dynamic, our relationship, love life a little bit. And then then at one point they started asking us like, would you guys like be interested in doing like dating shows, like separate ones though, right? 'Cause they told us it was separate dating shows at first, and I actually said no, I wouldn't do a show without my brother. And then we started doing individual interviews where it got more so about our love lives. I think Daniel, you take your shirt off.
Yeah, they asked me to take my shirt off at one point, and I was like, really? Like,
You're like,
honestly. You know, they asked me a lot of things that I'm actually uncomfortable about speaking. You know, they said, you know, how many girls have you been with? What's the craziest place, you know, you've had sex with someone? You know, crazy stuff. And I was just like,
that's probably why I wasn't there.
Yeah, and I was very like, you know, it's not something I normally speak about. So I was just super shy about it. And they asked me to take my shirt off, and I was like, really? And then I got sketched out about it. I'm like, I hope this is a real thing. I hope I'm not getting like, you know, punked here or something. So
yeah, you're like, that's what we call HR.
Yeah.
And like, did you feel uncomfortable with that? Like that's
yeah, I did, just because, like I said, I was always the person to not really even take pictures of myself or anything. You know, my mom would fight me over getting a birthday picture for myself. So yeah, no, honestly, it was a crazy experience. I was just like, okay, like, I guess we're doing this. So, you know, I did it, and sure enough, maybe it worked, you know?
Yeah. Julia, did you have like the same line of questioning, or was your interview process a little bit different?
Oh, not at all. Like they didn't ask me anything that I really felt uncomfortable with. Which
she got the easy ones. I got the
because
hard.
I think they knew they were gonna get like much out of me with those questions. Which is why I was kind of surprised that we got picked for a dating show, because like I'm not like we're both kind of like more reserved people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, but no, my questions are a little bit easier.
Yeah. Wow. So those are like the wildest questions that you guys got though? Like how many people you've been with? I'm assuming they mean like sexual partners?
Yeah. And then like, what's the craziest place you had sex? Have you ever cheated on someone? Have you been cheated on? Like everything from top to bottom in terms of like, you know, relationship or like dating.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our Narcity channel to see more great content.